Hey folks, how you doing today? Thanks for stopping by to see us. Today we're going to do a little maintenance to my lift system for our sink here in our basement. I set up this system quite some time ago with the check valve and all, and I think the check valve has failed. So we're going to replace the check valve today, and I'll kind of show you what this system is all about and how it works. So come on along. We have this set up in our summer kitchen in the basement to service our sink as well as our dehumidifier that we have over here. Basically what happens is the dehumidifier takes its water, dumps it into the bucket in here where I have a sump pump lift system, and it lifts it up through a check valve up into the waste stream pipe right up here. Same thing with the sink. Basically we set the sink all up, and the sink goes down through a special filter drain that we bought. It's called a hair filter drain, which comes from the hairdressing industry. So the cap end on this comes off over here. You can take out a little strainer, strains out any solids or anything that you have in there, so we don't need to worry about blocking up the pump. And then it dumps over in, out of the cabinet into the 30-gallon Brute garbage pail. System has worked very, very well. We've had it in place for over 5 years, servicing the dehumidifier. We just added the sink this past year. So now what I'm going to do is change this check valve out, which I think may be either clogged or bad. And in addition to that, we're going to put a trap up here on the top to make sure that we don't have any further leaks. So we'll show you what that's going to look like as well today. Leaks meaning any kind of an airflow or smell of sewer. We've been getting a little bit of smell of sewer down here, and I think it's because the check valve is leaking. So come on along, we'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. A lot of folks lose cleaner or primer to do their fittings. I was taught the old-fashioned way. I was taught by an old steam fitter back 40 years ago when I was a kid, first got married. Marv Clapper was his name, great guy. Taught me a lot about plumbing, thank God for him. But that's how he taught me. He said that the cleaners don't seem to work and the primers don't seem to work, so if you sand the fittings on both sides, basically that mechanically etches the pipe so that the glue sticks. I've done it for years. I have yet to have ever had a leak ever in any of the plumbing I've ever done. Amazing guy, Marv. I miss him. So helpful for us when we first got married. He helped me put in a brand new gas furnace, put in our dishwasher, redid all the plumbing in our old house. We bought an old house when we first got married that was 40 years old, little teeny 800 square foot house. It was totally run down. We fixed it all up. Great guy, Marv. Miss him a great deal. He taught me so much. Pipe's wrenched a little bit big, but it'll work. Just used it to take the fitting off up there. There we go. It also taught me to be very, very neat. All my joints are also very neat. Okay, so the way that I've done this is all glued together. It'll still spin out. This is a hub, so if I ever do have to snake out the line going to the septic tank, I still can. I've just got to unscrew this hub. All the rest of these parts are going to be removable. So when I do the final attachment over into the line coming up, this will also remove as well. I had already changed out the check valve in the bottom. This one looks pretty grungy in there. I'll clean it up. Maybe we can reuse it. I'm not sure, but I bought a little bit better brand too. So, but there's a brand new check valve that's been put in here in the bottom. Now what we need to do is see if this will work. As you can see, we also have a lid on the container. Which covers up everything. And let's see if we can get this to fit right up in there. Oh, I think it's going to be a charm. I think it's going to be a charm. Perfect. But what we're going to do is move this over this way a little bit. We need to put this underneath here, underneath my little clothesline. Yeah, I think that's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. Okay, so now what we've got to do is we've got to attach this pipe back onto the new check valve that I put in here. Line it all up. Sorry for the back of my head. Okay, the nice thing about that is it makes a nice flexible joint at check valve, so that when the pump runs, any vibration that you have with it pretty much goes away. So now what we'll do is clean this one fitting one more time here. This one here. Good. I don't remember if I did this end of it or not, so we'll do it. I did not. Okay, a little bit of glue over here, a little bit of glue over here. Thread that on. Make sure it's getting snug and tight. Okay, we should be in pretty good shape. Okay, so there's the new check valve. There's the little pump. It's only a little 1/3 horse pump. It's all you need for the short distance. This is only about a 7-foot lift, so it's not a problem. And as you can probably see, you may or may not see if I can show you in here or not, over here is a secondary float. you have the float that goes on the actual pump itself, which is right here, and that when that raises, that turns the pump on automatically. And this other float over here is called a high level float. So basically what happens is that if for some reason the system fails, what happens is that if the pump fails, what happens is this high level float comes up to a certain level, and what that does is that turns power off to the units. As you can see, what happens is that the high level float is plugged in before the humidifier, so that if for some reason the humidifier keeps pumping water down in there and the pump stops working, it would automatically shut off the dehumidifier and keep it from putting water in there. I don't have to worry about the sink itself because we're here manually and we would know if the pump doesn't run or not. It runs probably every couple sinkfuls. Again, this is a 30-gallon tank. So that works pretty good for us so far. So let's see what's going on here now. We're all set, ready to go in here. Everything's all tightened up. Check valves in the right way. Everything looks good. So now what we do is put the lid back down, snap it in place, and then we can put our dehumidifier hose back in my little opening I have over here. I put a little hose clamp on there just to keep it from sliding in any further, but I can pull it out anytime I want to check it. So the lid's all taken care of, we're all set. Everything's together. Okay, now we'll just test it. We'll run some water here for a few minutes. Everything's all back in together the way it should be. Well, looks like that check valve seems to be working pretty good. I don't know. Flushes through okay that way. Seems to hold the water that way, so I guess it was probably in good shape. So just as a cautionary level, we changed that all out. But I think what will really help with the smell, if there is any, is this trap here. This will now fill with water, and the whole pipe will actually fill with water because the pump will go up until it stops. The water will fill here, it'll go up in here, and it should stay in the trap completely and keep from being sucked out. So with this all being totally airtight now versus maybe the Fernco couplings that I had on here. But we'd occasionally get a little bit of a smell of sewer down here, and we obviously didn't like that. So, and what we do is we treat the bucket periodically with a little bit of bleach, a little bit of cleanser, cleaner, disinfectant, so that, you know, if anything builds up in there, and as you saw from it, it doesn't look bad at all, we clean it pretty regularly. So what we'll do is we'll throw the water on here for a little while. Okay, we'll check it out, make sure that the pump works okay. I turn the power back onto it. We're filling up the basin here. Just got through cleaning up everything. Disinfecting everything after touching plumbing. See if it runs. You hear the water draining from the sink into the bucket. And there you go, it just kicked on. And it seems to work okay. No leaks. So I think we're in good shape. So thanks folks for stopping by to see us. Really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. While you're here, subscribe to our channel so you can watch the rest of the videos as we post. We try to post about every week or so. And hit the notification bell. That way, when I do upload a new video, you'll get notified that we've got one out there. So again, we appreciate your patronage. Come back and see us. God bless until next time.